Success often comes with a shining spotlight, but for many, that spotlight casts a shadow of doubt. You achieve a milestone like a promotion, a successful project, or even launching your own business. And instead of celebrating, you feel fear, you feel anxiety and nervousness. You are surrounded by the thoughts. What if I fail? What if they laugh on me? What if this does not work? What if I let everyone down? Or what if I am just lucky? Well, this is Maya Angelou was a famous poet and writer, known for her powerful words and life stories. Even though she achieved a lot, like winning awards and writing best-selling books, she often felt like a fraud. She once said, "I have written 11 books, but every time I think, what if everyone finds out I'm not as good as they think?" Even after her first book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, became a big hit, she still doubted herself. Maya felt like she was tricking people into thinking she was more talented than she really was, and she advised people, if you ever find yourself in imposter syndrome, try as hard as possible to escape, because this can become a massive wall between you and your success. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only video you need to watch for overcoming this wall. The structure of this video is Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their accomplishments and fear being exposed as a fraud despite evidence of their success. It's that nagging feeling that you're not really qualified for your achievements, and it can happen to anyone, no matter how successful they are. This phenomenon was first identified in 1978 by psychologists Pauline Clance and Susan Imes. They found that many high-achieving women felt unworthy of their success, attributing it to luck rather than their skills. However, we now know that imposter syndrome affects people of all genders and backgrounds. Key characteristics of imposter syndrome are self-doubt. The first trait is self-doubt. Individuals with imposter syndrome often question their abilities and achievements. They may think, "Am I really good enough?" Or "What if I can't do this?" This self-doubt can lead to anxiety and a constant feeling of inadequacy. Attribution to external factors. Next is the tendency to attribute success to external factors. People with imposter syndrome often believe that their achievements are due to luck, timing, or help from others, rather than their own hard work and talent. This mindset can prevent them from fully recognizing and appreciating their own capabilities. And this can lead to a dangerous fall of themselves because our own body wants appreciation for our own hard work and dedication. Fear of exposure. Another common trait is the fear of being exposed as a fraud. Many individuals worry that others will discover they are not as competent as they seem. This fear can lead to avoidance of new opportunities, as they might think, if I try this, I might fail, and people will see that I'm not qualified. Perfectionism. Lastly, perfectionism often accompanies imposter syndrome. Those affected may set excessively high standards for themselves, believing that they must perform flawlessly to be considered worthy. When they inevitably make mistakes, they may feel like failures, reinforcing their self-doubt. This is my first video of this channel, and I can proudly say that I know well that I am not good in making content, and there are many mistakes I am making, but I know that we need to start to be perfect. And I promise that I don't give up, and I improve myself. First up is existentialism, a philosophy that emphasizes individual freedom and responsibility. Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir believed that we have the power to create our own meaning and purpose in life. When struggling with imposter syndrome, existentialism encourages us to soar our authenticity. This means recognizing that our value isn't determined by the opinions of others or societal standards. Instead, we should focus on our unique journeys, experiences, and insights. For instance, Take me as an example. As you know, this is my first video on the channel, and I have worked really hard to create it. I know there are many mistakes in it, and I still have a lot to improve, and I will. However, if I start thinking there's so much competition on YouTube, it's impossible to survive here, or if I get trapped in perfectionism and end up not posting the video just to create a perfect one, then that would be a very bad decision for me. Because if I'm not moving forward on the journey I want to take, then what's the point? So, don't focus on others. Everyone has their own way to live life. Next, we have Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches the importance of focusing on what we can control. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus emphasized that while we cannot change external circumstances, we can control our thoughts, emotions, and reactions. When faced with imposter syndrome, Stoicism reminds us to concentrate on our efforts rather than the outcomes. Instead of worrying about how others perceive us or fearing failure, we can focus on doing our best. Imagine someone preparing for a job interview. Instead of fixating on the fear of not getting the job or worrying about how the interviewers will judge them, a Stoic approach would encourage them to prepare thoroughly and present themselves authentically. They can remind themselves that regardless of the outcome, they have put in their best effort. This mindset reduces anxiety and cultivates resilience, helping them feel more grounded and confident. Another powerful approach is Buddhism, which teaches the importance of mindfulness and compassion. At its core, Buddhism encourages us to be present in the moment and to observe our thoughts without judgment. When we experience imposter syndrome, mindfulness practices can help us recognize self-critical thoughts as just that, thoughts, not facts. This awareness allows us to create distance from our negative emotions and prevents us from being overwhelmed by them. Buddhism also emphasizes compassion, both towards ourselves and others. By practicing self-compassion, we can treat ourselves with kindness and understanding rather than harsh criticism. Instead of berating ourselves for perceived shortcomings, we can remind ourselves that everyone struggles and experiences self-doubt. This approach fosters a sense of community and connection, helping us realize we're not alone in our feelings. Pragmatism, a philosophical approach that emphasizes practical solutions and adaptability. Pragmatist thinkers like William James and John Dewey believe that ideas should be tested and adapted based on their real-world applications and outcomes. When facing imposter syndrome, pragmatism encourages us to focus on actionable steps. Instead of getting bogged down by feelings of inadequacy, we can ask ourselves, what can I do right now to improve my situation? This could involve seeking feedback, learning new skills, or setting achievable goals. Pragmatism reminds us that it's okay to make mistakes and learn from them. By viewing challenges as opportunities to experiment and grow, we can diminish the grip of imposter syndrome. This approach allows us to take ownership of our journeys and emphasizes the importance of progress over perfection. 4 principles for overcoming imposter syndrome. First and foremost, acknowledge your feelings. It's essential to recognize that self-doubt is a common experience and doesn't define your abilities. Instead of pushing these feelings aside or feeling ashamed of them, take a moment to sit with your emotions. Ask yourself questions like, what triggered this feeling? What evidence do I have to support or contradict this feeling of being an imposter? By acknowledging your feelings, you create space for understanding and processing them. This principle is the first step toward reframing your mindset. Remember, it's okay to feel unsure sometimes. It's a part of being human. Second, we have reframing your thoughts. This principle involves shifting your perspective on your accomplishments and failures. Instead of seeing your successes as luck or coincidence, recognize the hard work, dedication, and skills that got you there. Try using positive affirmations to combat negative self-talk. For example, replace thoughts like, I don't belong here with I've worked hard to get to this point, and I deserve to be here. Additionally, keep a success journal where you record your achievements, big or small. This can serve as a powerful reminder of your capabilities when self-doubt arises. Reframing your thoughts allows you to challenge the inner critic and build a more supportive narrative about yourself. Third, take action and celebrate small wins. One of the best ways to combat imposter syndrome is to focus on taking tangible steps towards your goals. Rather than waiting for the perfect moment or feeling fully confident, start with small actions that can build your competence and confidence over time. This might mean tackling a challenging task at work, volunteering for a project, or even learning a new skill. Each step you take reinforces your abilities and moves you closer to your goals. And don't forget to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Recognizing and acknowledging your achievements is crucial. Just like how a seed grows into a tree, every small victory contributes to your overall growth. Remember, every small step counts toward your success. If you really find this video helpful, please give a like. This just take you 1 or 2 seconds, but it can give me motivation to make more helpful content for you. On this channel, my main purpose is to give you out of the internet education and help you to surpass your ideals or role models. So make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon for upcoming videos. Remember, do this for your own interest. Fourth, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a friend. When you experience feelings of inadequacy, remind yourself that everyone struggles with self-doubt at times, and it's okay to be imperfect. Self-compassion involves recognizing that making mistakes is a natural part of growth and learning. Instead of criticizing yourself for perceived failures, practice speaking to yourself kindly. This can be as simple as saying, "It's okay to not have all the answers right now. I'm doing my best." By fostering a compassionate relationship with yourself, you create a supportive internal environment that can diminish feelings of being an imposter. By applying these principles, you can overcome imposter syndrome, and keep this in mind, it's okay to feel unsure sometimes. It's a part of being human, and I am really proud of you for being a part of this video till now. You are on the right path. By the way, this was my first video, so please let me know in the comments how you found it, and also, tell me where I need to improve.